Welcome back to the deep dive.
Oh,
Okay, so you've probably seen all the headlines, right? Stuff screaming about AI agents replacing jobs. Maybe you caught those kind of mind-blowing demos, AutoGPT building an app all by itself, things like that.
yeah, there's a huge amount of
A
buzz.
real whirlwind, yeah. And frankly, a lot of questions flying around. Okay,
Look,
let's unpack this because today we're going deep, really deep, into what AI agents actually are, what they can really do, and, what the impact might actually be for you.
that's exactly right. Our mission really is to just cut through that noise, all the hype, and hopefully provide some crystal clear insights on this technology because it's moving so fast.
Totally.
We want to sort of demystify these AI agents, yeah, but focusing on what it means for like your day-to-day workflow, your skills, and maybe your future in this, well, this increasingly AI-powered world.
Right. So let's get down to brass tacks then. When we say AI agents, what are we actually defining here? How are they fundamentally different from, the standard chatbots we kind of bump into every day?
That's a great question. And it's a really crucial distinction to make.
Okay.
So think of AI agents as, well, as autonomous software things, entities. They go way beyond just spinning back a response to one command or having a simple chat.
Right.
They can perceive their environment, sort of reason about what to do next, plan out multiple steps, and then this is the key bit, they can actually act across different digital tools to achieve some complex goal.
Okay, hang on. Like, give me an example.
Sure. Imagine telling an agent something like, okay, book me the cheapest flight from Mumbai to Delhi for next weekend. Make sure you sync that booking with my calendar and then send the whole itinerary over to my email.
Wow. Okay.
What's fascinating here is, well, how an agent could take that whole complex request and then just go off and do it.
On its own.
On its own, it accesses the flight sites, your calendar app, your email, executes all those steps independently. It's a massive leap beyond just answering questions. It's really about, persistent goal-oriented autonomy.
That really does sound like science fiction starting to become, well, science fact. And with that kind of power, I guess it's no surprise everyone seems to be jumping into this space.
Yeah.
Who are the main players? Who's leading the charge?
Oh, it's definitely a crowded field and incredibly dynamic, changing all the time. You've got OpenAI, of course, always pushing with models like GPT-4o, which now has much better memory and vision capabilities, makes it more agent-like.
Right, the vision thing is huge.
Yeah. Then there's Google. They recently showed off Project Astra. That's their really ambitious vision for a truly multimodal AI assistant, an agent.
Yeah.
Meta isn't sitting still either. They're making big moves with open source plans around their Llama models, Llama agents specifically, trying to sort of democratize this agent development.
Interesting. So the big guys.
Yeah.
But what about others?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Beyond the giants, you have some really powerful startups like Adept. They're focused on human-computer collaboration. And then there are the crucial infrastructure players, companies like LangChain and Cognosis.
Yeah.
They're building the foundational tools, the plumbing that lets everyone else build these sophisticated agents.
Right, the toolkits. Okay, let's tackle the big one then. The elephant in the room, like we said at the start. Probably the question on, well, everyone's mind. Will AI agents take your job? I mean, that auto build an app demo, that sounds pretty scary for some folks.
Yeah, look, it's a totally valid concern, understandable. But the reality right now is this. AI agents are primarily powerful enhancers. They're not direct replacements.
Okay, enhancers, not replacement.
At least not for the vast majority of jobs right now, They're really designed to automate the repetitive stuff, the often soul-crushing grunt work that eats up so much time.
Right, the boring bits.
Exactly. Think of them more like co-pilots for complex tasks. Super beneficial for roles like software developers, data analysts, customer support teams, that kind of thing. They'll be great at handling coordination across different tools, streamlining smaller workflows, fetching information way faster than a human could.
Okay, so they handle the tedious parts, but what are the limits? What can't they do? Where do we still absolutely need people?
Yeah, crucially, they cannot yet handle true human-level ambiguity.
Ambiguity.
Right. Like, imagine dealing with a really upset customer whose problem doesn't fit neatly into any script. Or brainstorming a totally new product idea from scratch. That requires, intuitive leaps, a deep grasp of human desire.
Stuff machines aren't good at.
Exactly. Agents lack that uniquely human spark for creative insight, for abstract reasoning, or that kind of deep, company-wide context you need for real strategic thinking. So if we connect this to the bigger picture, The message isn't panic. It's definitely prepare.
Prepare, not panic. Okay.
They're not taking your specific job tomorrow, most likely, but they are absolutely changing how you do your job. That's the key takeaway.
That is a really powerful distinction. Okay, so if the message is prepare, what should you, our listener, actually do about it? How do you prepare for this agent era without getting caught in that fear trap?
Actionable steps are definitely key here. You should absolutely start experimenting, playing around with some of these agent frameworks yourself.
Well, like the ones you mentioned, LangChain.
Well, LangGraph, CrewAI, AutoGen, those are great starting points. Think of them as like powerful toolkits or blueprints. They help you assemble and sort of orchestrate your own AI agents. Give them the brains and the hands to get things done.
Okay.
Focus on understanding where agents can genuinely boost your existing work. Don't just see them as a threat. And crucially, learn how to chain different tools together. Learn about APIs. Those are basically the digital connectors that let software talk to each other.
Right, the glue.
Yeah, exactly, the glue.
Yeah.
And memory. Understanding how to stitch all those pieces together for your specific situation, that's where the real power comes alive.
And here's where it gets really interesting, right? Because those demos look slick, but you're saying the real work, the deep dive for you, the listener, starts when you actually get your hands dirty.
Absolutely.
What's the biggest mistake people make when they try these tools? It sounds like maybe
Yeah.
believing the hype too much.
Yeah.
You got to stay skeptical and really test them, not just watch a flashy video.
That's exactly it. The biggest mistake is expecting magic without understanding the mechanics underneath.
Uh-oh.
People see a demo, they assume it's like fully autonomous, totally infallible, and then they get frustrated when it doesn't instantly solve their unique, complex problem on the first try.
Right, it's not push-button magic.
Not yet. The key is knowing their current limits, starting with simpler tasks and then sort of iteratively building up the complexity. It's about augmentation, remember, not instant, effortless replacement.
Got it. Okay, so wrapping up this deep dive then. AI agents, they're incredibly powerful tools. Tools for augmentation, for efficiency. They offer a clear path to actually enhance your capabilities, make you way more productive, more effective, not immediately replace your role. It really is about preparation, adapting, embracing these new tools,
Right.
not giving in to the fear.
Precisely. And that leads to maybe one final important question for you to think about, long after you finish listening. In a world that's just completely flooded with new AI tools, constant news cycles, relentless hype, how do you develop the skill to figure out what's genuinely valuable? What's just noise? And what's actually worth your precious time and attention to really learn and engage with?
That is the question. Excellent point. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Stay curious, everyone. Stay sharp, and we'll catch you.